Okay, guys, this is setting up a photo and editing the photo before you put it into Photoshop, because you want to edit every photo before you put it in. Some of them will take more editing than the others. Some really won't take much at all. So, but most of you, I'll be able to tell if you just just went straight from the camera into Photoshop and printed. So what I want to do is give you a few things. This might be a longer video, so scrub through it if you need to. But first thing is we're going to open a photo. So we got the photo off the camera. We're going to go File, Open. Okay, I'm going to access the photo I'm going to use, which is my daughter. She took a kind of like a headshot like you would for this project. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few tests or a few things that we're going to do. Let me zoom back out. The first two things that you want to do to all photos is kind of make sure your balance and your lighting is correct. So first thing I'm going to do is hit Command L. So Command L gives this little diagram. This is called a histogram. This left side is the dark and this right side is the light. Now if we zoom in here, you can see there's no data from here to there. I want to move this over to where I get some data. Same on the right side. Now there's a little spike here that's probably the background, but I'm going to move this over till I get some more. And then from there, I'm going to say, okay, now if you can see what happens when we control this, I'm going to throw that right back in the middle, but you have the control for midtones, and I kind of like that picture right there. I'm going to hit OK. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and that was Command L. That's levels. Now I'm going to hit Command M. Okay, Command M shows us this little histogram with a bar going across it. I want to do what we call a small S-curve. I'm going to take this, I'm going to click and pull down just a little bit. And I'm going to go up here, top, click, and pull up. And I'm going to do preview so you can see it. It's kind of a small transition, but it gives you more contrast. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit preview, hit OK. Now, one thing I don't want you to do is a big S-curve. If you notice that, it doesn't look good at all. Okay. So Command M, Command L. For most of you, this is all you need to do. If you're finished, just go up and hit File, Save. And then you save your photo with the updates. Now, I'm going to show you a couple more things you can do. And you don't want to do this for what I'm doing. I'm just showing you because this is what my daughter's skin has on. It's just little freckles. Now, over here, for example, if you don't really want to get rid of moles or freckles, it's typically blemishes or scars that are temporary scars on your skin you can get rid of. But you can come up here to this healing brush. It's kind of like a magic tool. Okay, one thing I want to do is my right bracket key, if you notice it's making it larger, and my left bracket key makes it smaller. I want to only cover what I'm working with. So let's say I was getting rid of let's say I had a blemish or a pimple or a zit, whatever you want to call them, right here. I can get it as big as that blemish and click. Notice it disappeared. What it's doing is taking the skin around and blending all this together. Now, you don't want to do freckles because that's a permanent part of your body. But as you can see, now this, you can get carried away with it and make it look really fake. So be careful. If you get close, like right around here, she has lines on her eye right here. If I click, now if I zoomed in, it smudged it. It doesn't look real. Okay, so I'm going to undo that one. Okay, so you got to make sure it is not going to mess up the look of it. So don't get carried away and start clicking all over. So that's the healing brush. One thing I want to talk about, we can also do what we call a almost sharpen the eyes. And this can be for all of you. We're going to sharpen the eyes. So right up here, we have this thing called the quick selection tool. And if you hover it, this little box pops up and it shows you what it does. So I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to highlight just the pupils. Just right in here. And if you get too much, then you hit Alt. And you see that minus arrow pops up. And it's going to subtract. And again, bracket keys left and right makes it smaller or bigger. And we'll add 2 on this one. Perfect. Now what I want to do is sharpen the eyes. And we can do that by going Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask. Now by default, it has a bunch of these. You can play with this, the amounts. The radius is going to be a lot. But if you look, you just hit Preview. If you notice, it's way too much. But all you're doing is sharpening the eyes, making all the little details pop out. Hit OK. Now from here, Command D will deselect. Now you're not selected, so now if I zoom out, her eyes are really in focus and sharp. Okay. Now, if I want to go one step farther, if I have blue eyes, this really works. Instead of selecting her eyes again, I'm just going to go up and go Select, Reselect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do one more command. It's called Command B. And I'm going to put a little bit of blue into her eyes, a little bit of cyan. And all it is going to enhance the blue that's already there. Okay, I want to show you something that's not what we recommend, but you can come over and color your eyes a little different. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm just saying that can be done. So Command B is in color balance. I'm going to put a little cyan in it and a little bit more blue in it, and I'm going to say that looks good. Okay. Command D for deselect. I can zoom out. That's the most editing you really need to do to a photo. There are a couple more techniques that we can do, but I think this looks good. One thing I do want to notice, if there was something in the background we want to get rid of, I'll just show you in a different video, but for now, most of you guys have white backgrounds. It looks good. So from here, we're going to go File, Save, and it's Kaylee.jpg. Now we're going to go to our background, and we're going to go File, Place Embedded. Place Embedded. Now let's go look for that photo. Kaylee, hit Place. It's going to come up large, so I'm going to grab the corner. Make it a little smaller, because remember, we have to fit 3 photos on this project, but this is how you put photos on there. Make sure you have the Move tool selected. And we move it. And again, make sure the Show Transform Controls is selected, as well as Auto Select, and then you should be good to move anything around. Okay, that's how you place photos, edit them, and place them onto another document.